Healing looks so good on you. When you are healed, you'll be able to discern good advice from bad advice. You'll be able to cancel out all the noise from people who just try to trauma dump on you, that will maybe say something negative if you're in a positive mood. And sometimes people do things, and it may not even be intentional. They just are conditioned to be negative. They don't want you to see the glass as full or half full. They want you to see it as half empty. But when you have unwavering faith in whatever it is that you want in life and that you are going after and feeling positive and optimistic about, people will just throw negative comments at you. Don't catch them. Just block them. Block them. Sock them. Do what you got to do. But stay focused. During my healing journey, I was able to reflect on how easy it was for me to manifest a lot of things. But the difference between then and now is that I have more wisdom and maturity to know exactly where the gaps needed to be filled in. Like being more specific, you have to be very clear and specific, because the universe doesn't take that teetering, wavering back and forth. One minute you're believing in something, and then once it shows up, you start getting surprised. You shouldn't be surprised. You should be in the know, like knowing that, oh yeah, this is what I said I was going to have, and it's here. So be grateful for it. Don't be surprised, because once you're surprised, that means you're starting to get back into that detachment from it. But you have to already feel like something belongs to you. And when it shows up, you've already experienced the feeling of knowing that it was yours, if that makes any sense. So, quick story time. Like I said, I used to manifest things like so quickly. Um, Going back to my childhood, I used to have a crush on this guy from my neighborhood. The biggest crush. I mean, I shouldn't say the biggest crush, because we've all had immense crushes here or there, right? So one day I was just thinking about him and how I wanted to meet him, how I wanted us to start talking and be together or whatever. So I was going to a park for a family reunion, and I was thinking like, God, it would be good to run into him there and meet him, and he gets my number, and then we just start talking. Something about that felt so good. I conjured up this whole thing in my head, and lo and behold, we got there. But I said to my sister before the family reunion, like, wouldn't that be funny if so and so, those guys that we have crushes on, are there, and you know, they see us, they get our number, blah blah blah. Lo and behold, the whole thing, it just like, it all was painted like from my words. Like, it happened. They were there. They were out there playing ball. Um, they were talking. They started talking to us and got our numbers. The one she liked, like her. The one I liked, like me. Like, it just happened perfectly. They ended up being jerks, but it's like, so even, that all revealed itself later. But it was so much fun in that moment of like instantly receiving something that I had kind of daydreamed up and painted this picture of it happening. But I wasn't very specific about him being a good guy and, all those details. So now that I know more, I can manifest a lot better and more responsibly. Another time that I had manifested a love interest was someone that was on TV, and I was like thinking about whatever, like, oh, I would love to meet him, because I knew that he lived in our same city. Um, he so happened to be at a party that I was invited to. Um, and I was thinking like, oh, that would be cool if he shows up to this party. Same thing happened. Like he was there, he was interested. We got each other's phone number. I gave him my number. He ended up calling me and whatever. And from there, we like were together for about a year or so. Like it was a young relationship, but we were together for a minute. It's like that was a long time for middle school going into high school era. I've manifested job opportunities. Like I was in a very toxic work environment, but I had stayed so focused on what I wanted and I just kept thinking about it every day. And I had wrote down the number, the salary that I wanted to make, the kind of mentorship opportunity that I wanted, that kind of work dynamic and mentorship, and to grow my own business and jewelry line. And it was like boom, it all of a sudden it just took off. It happened. But it was tough the way I was in one toxic situation, but how focused your mind has to be when somebody might say like, "Oh, you may not get that because this," or you're in this situation right now. So, um, people focus on the negative, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I know it's difficult to find a job." It's only difficult if you tell yourself that. If subconsciously you're thinking that every day, that it's impossible, well, guess what? You're going to be met with those odds. But when you start believing, like when I made my mind up and I was like, oh, I got to get out of this toxic job, and I started applying to places and just putting it out there, like I'm going to meet my next employer at this event. Like I did that. I went to um, this jewelry show, and I had that intention, like I'm going to meet my next employer here, and I let it go. And sure enough, I met the person. They had just hired somebody, but they still wanted my information just in case things didn't work out. But guess what? A few months down the line, when things didn't work out with that person, they called me. They knew who to reach out to. And it was like the day that I got contacted, I had a feeling. I was like, I'm about to get my breakthrough. Like, I feel like my breakthrough's here. And then ping, my phone pinged, and it was the employer like, hey, are you still interested in working with me? So like that was exhilarating to feel that come about. But when you are manifesting, there's other people that are involved. So that situation ended up not working out because the store that we were working at ended up closing down. And so it's like you have other lives that are involved. So it's about finding a common ground too. When you are co-creating with others, how do you align in a way that it's going to last, or if things dissolve and you continue to press on to better, so you're not in some type of situation that is going to have you stagnant. Some people from the generation before me believe that, oh, you'll eventually get what you want. Like they don't see you having the house of your dreams, the career of your dreams right now. They're like, oh, you have to build, you have to work for this and blah, blah, blah. But little do they know, you can have whatever you want right now. You don't have to wait years. Time is waiting on you to align with it. The universe is waiting on you to align with it. So go on and manifest. Surprise people, but work in silence and let your success make all the noise.